on YouTube, fam? This your boy Tony 2 times, and we back with another episode of Hood Tales, man. Before I start, be sure to tap that like button. Definitely watch this video to the end to hear the full story and all the details in the case. For the day one fam, welcome back. Y'all already know it's all love. Thanks for tuning back into another episode. If you're new to the channel and you feeling the content, feel free to subscribe. Definitely hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video. Let's get right into the story. When you decide to jump into the streets, no matter at what age you are, you gotta know they are very judgmental and unforgiving. What I mean by judgmental, for instance, you buy you a few ounces of grass, you new on the block, you seem a little timid, and people can tell. You get took off. Somebody gets you for your pack. Now you might be solid and not weak at all. Just had a weak moment. But now the streets has judged you and put you in a category as prey. Your whole so-called trap career, everybody will think you are an easy lick until you prove otherwise. It's cold like that because the streets talk. Little do we know, in certain environments, people know somebody about to get hit before the shots even go off. It's all politics. One thing I was taught when I decided I wanted to call everybody I was outside with at a young age, homie or brother, there's no friends out here in this game. Only associates, opportunities, and opportunists. Meaning, you could hustle with a person for 20 years, thinking y'all family. He knows your people, where you lay your head at, everything. A few strangers tell them like, you know yo been playing you or stealing out the pack and re-up money. Not even knowing, that small whisper from the block will cost you your life. By the time you realize your partner in crime wasn't really your homie at all, it's too late. And on this episode of Hood Tales, we will be taking it to Minneapolis, Minnesota to discuss a case of a man crossing out his business partner because he thought he was stealing. Back in 2022, two young men, 23-year-old Malik Riggins and 19-year-old Lavelle Piggy, were homies to the point Malik's family looked at Lavelle as blood. Took him in, let him stay there from time to time, and all. The two young men were more than just homies though. They were also allegedly business partners, running a trap in the city. Malik was a young father of 5 kids, an 8-year-old, 3-year-old, a set of 2-year-old twins, and a 9-month-old. Being a primary provider, he was trying to get bread by any means necessary until something better came along. But little did he know, people had been telling Lavelle Malik had been stealing from him after a large amount of product came up missing out the trap. Lavelle assumed that confirmed the rumors. On February 10th, Malik was cooling with a young lady at her home on Bryant Avenue before Lavelle also showed up. Malik was driving, but decided he would call a friend to ride him and Lavelle around to catch some plays and leave his whip parked. He contacted 30-year-old Case Richmond, who pulled up to the young lady's home to pick up the two homies. It was early in the evening. As all three rode around the city, when about 3:40 p.m., shots went off in a car. A man with a black and gray hoodie was seen running from the car. Witnesses called police to the Willard Hay neighborhood on the north side of the city. When they arrived, they saw a 4-door sedan that had drove into a snowbank on a curve at 2031 Sheridan Avenue North. 2 men, both suffering from multiple gunshot wounds, were sitting in the front seat, and the back passenger door was left open. Police called paramedics, but it was too late. Unfortunately, both men were pronounced gone on the scene. They were later identified as 23-year-old Malik Riggins and 30-year-old Case Richmond. Witnesses stated they heard about 9 shots before a man ran off. Police collected 8 shell casings out the back seat of the vehicle. As news traveled through the neighborhood, the young lady Malik was cooling with earlier came to the crime scene. She told police she knew who one of the victims was and that she was with him earlier, Malik. But then she asked about a man named Trigg. When police asked who that was, she stated that was a nickname for Lavelle. She told detectives minutes after the shooting, Trigg contacted her asking for Malik's keys, in which she agreed to give them to him because he left them at her house, not even knowing what had happened. Detectives quickly realized they had prior dealings with Lavelle and knew exactly where he stayed at. A search warrant was put out on the young man's home. Inside, they allegedly found some ready or cooked coke, grass, fent, about $3,000 in cash, and 40 cal ammunition. But the young man wasn't nowhere to be found. Further investigation led to surveillance footage in the neighborhood showing Malik getting in the front seat of Case's whip and Lavelle in the back passenger seat, wearing the clothes described by witnesses the day of the shooting. More information came out that Lavelle felt Malik had stole a large amount of product from him, and they were business partners in the streets. And Case was just in the wrong place at the wrong time as a potential witness. On February 22nd, police received a tip of Lavelle's location and tracked him. Once he noticed they was on his heels, a high-speed chase started. Eventually, the vehicle was stopped by the police using the pit maneuver, and Lavelle was taken into custody, charged with 2 counts of first-degree hit and premeditated hit and other charges. As the case made its way to trial, Lavelle's lawyer argued the young man had a tough upbringing and was introduced to gang life pretty much as soon as he was old enough to walk. Case's family spoke out about the type of man he was, who was always smiling and pretty much stayed low-key and out the way. Malik's family also spoke out, having a relationship with Lavelle. They asked him how could he do that, knowing he had 5 kids and took care of everybody, and also would have did anything for him. They stated Lavelle seemed cold and like he didn't care about the fact they took him in and all that. The young man's lawyers argued for a light sentence, but Lavelle had confessed he was the shooter that day, and even though the charges had been dropped to second-degree hit, he copped out to a deal and received 51 years in prison at just 20 years old. The judge felt the young man had no remorse for either victim and was cold. Rest in peace to Malik and Case. I send my deepest prayers and condolences to their families. I don't know if the rumors about Malik stealing was true, but if that was your man's, you could have been asked him what was up with all that. Lavelle kicked it with Malik all day, even let him call Case for a ride, knowing what he was about to do. For young men out here thinking that the dude beside you is your homie, your round, always know it's a dirty game and the streets are unforgiving. Even if the situation is not true, they paint their own narratives. So remember, we gotta succeed not to fail, so we won't be just another hood tale. Man, rest in peace them 2 young men. I send my prayers to their family. It's a crazy situation. Lavelle ain't even think that through. He was just with the young lady. They had cameras all on the block. Malik and Case was right there. She seen all y'all get in the car together. Shorty crashed out, man. But yeah, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Definitely be respectful. I appreciate you if you made it to the end. Y'all already know it's all love, fam. This is another episode of Hood Tales. It's your boy Tony 2 times. I'm out.